Alright folks, welcome back. This is the final episode. I'm going to go until it's over. I'm going to get hit immediately and have my magic sucked out. And I did go back and I got some magic rings just because otherwise I'd be dying and it would be hilarious and nobody would be able to stand it. They would probably die laughing. But I did top off my magic ring supply. I have everything I need. And this is where, as far as I know, you come and you're like, what? How do I do this? This is bullshit. That was a bad word. I'm going to have to bleep that one out. I try to avoid that on this channel at least. And you destroy the lion dudes with the bows. I have no idea how you're supposed to know you need them. And they did a lot of damage, even though I didn't get hit much. I suppose I should have been using barrier there. I'm going to go ahead and keep using. I'm going to go ahead and take one on the nose just to show you guys how amusing it is to become a lunch basket. Hey, buddy. And dang, do you move slow. This is the status effect that first appears when Carmine can attack you. When Carmine... Oh, jeez. And you can't do anything. You can't even use recover. That's why you have to have Fruits of Repune. And hopefully I don't... Like, hopefully I will not regret having just wasted one of them for demonstration purposes. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the warrior ring. Why am I gonna switch to the warrior ring? These guys, interestingly, are immune to... Oh, I'm gonna save mana just by jumping. This is a maze. Let me see. I want to take to C, which is the very end. I have my map up this time and ready to guide me. And I will almost immediately go the wrong direction. I will immediately take a bunch of... Did I equip the Psycho Armor? I didn't. The Psycho Armor also heals you. Maybe when you're standing completely still? Yeah. Which is nice for this last area of the game, but not a lot of fun to look at, I imagine. Just gonna go ahead and throw on flight because we're about to come across some holes. They may have taxis. Oh, jeez. This is what happens when you rush, kids. Fun debacles. Just do so well for so much of the game, and then 2 embarrassing mistakes in the last 3 videos. I have to use the bows all over again. We will fast forward, I think. Okay, and that should be the last chilled out groove you will ever hear, at least during this Let's Play. Let's see, we want to have this equipment set up, I think. And we are going to fight This is the final boss of the Game Boy Color version. He is the penultimate boss in this version. You shall receive the wrath of my fury for taking my kingdom from me. And the wrath of my fury has to be the favorite line that I've randomly paid attention to during this Let's Play. Oh! I thought he said something else. The arrow pierces the heart of the Emperor and his true image is revealed. This is the actual final boss. I believe he's only weak at certain points when his chest opens up. Oh man, I thought he stayed at the top of the screen. Oh jeez. Yeah. His core is open and I don't even have to aim, I could just let loose. And he is... Oh, come on. Oh, it was open and I was too busy dodging. I don't have enough MP to thunder either. Oh, what do I do? I'm just gonna wait for the core to open, shoot it, and then tap B, or attack twice. There's slowdown and his wings are disappearing. This is a slightly ambitious boss for what they had going back then. Come on, but getting a bunch of tinks. It's not quite bullet hell, but it's also not quite responsive either. And that was like, what, maybe 3 full rounds? And he is dead. Oh, he's dead too. Azteca croaked. Rest in peace. Good job! This is the way it was supposed to be. I must explain. I didn't want evil in my mind, and I tried to push all corrupting thoughts away. But Dragon began to read my negative ideas and became absorbed by them. The fact that you and Messiah are awake means the tower cycle has begun. There's so little time. And I hope you aren't hoping for any kind of more in-depth explanation, because you're not going to get it from this game. Hold on, try. Kinsu, I'm sorry. I feel Dragon's evil. It was my fault. He saw the temptation of using his power for self-glory and evil, but I could do nothing. Now he must be apart. I'm sorry. Azteca! Azteca! And Messiah tells me that she's in the tower. There's not much time. Go into the next room, and I will take you to the tower. And we are about to go and blow it up. Go up this crystal. And now, I believe the warrior ring will show us its true use. Because this is the hardest section of the game. You have to defeat several of these dudes. Which is why I'm just completely cheesing it with auto fire and the warrior ring. Okay, good. They do eventually die. And of course there's flying dudes, because that's the most annoying enemy. The most annoying enemy type in the game. Giving you a moment to appreciate the music. I say as I immediately go and activate. You kill all the brown guys, and then all these purple guys show up, and you kill them. And then stairway opens, and you repeat several times. I think 3, maybe? Yeah, I'm not doing nearly as poorly as I did when I was trying to kill them. I think I tried to use the fire sword, because I figured it would do more damage. And there's like 5 of them right now. Holy crap. Did I get him? I did not get him. Well, I got some of them. But yeah, that knockback from constantly spamming the... I'm not doing a lot of damage, because I know this does the least damage in the game. But I'm off their trail of fire, or their line of fire. And that was the... I assume what it actually did is it teleported me to a new map that is slightly different and has this escalator on it. You can get knocked down these... Oh, Owen Q, Messiah, these messages are for you. You both were part of a team of scientists who created this tower. As the most critical link, you were preserved to witness our future race, to judge if there's hope for humanity. When the tower began operating, your life systems were engaged and you both were awakened. So yeah, I am over 100 years old. For some reason, they stuck me in a rock in a dinky little valley of wind somewhere. And I have some kind of power, according to something Azteca said earlier, which is never adequately explained. If you're expecting to have all your questions answered about an NES game, or the plot of an NES game, you were probably living in a dream world. And we have lots more of this to go. These guys constantly move, which is why cheesing them like this is so attractive. Unlike other enemies in the game, they're constantly moving. They eventually fire. I assume they hurt. I haven't been paying a whole bunch of attention to how much damage they do. I have taken quite a few hits, and I haven't even had to use a magic ring yet, so it can't be that bad. That guy wandered off screen. I'm fine with that. He's gonna get pushed. These guys are what make it really bad, because you can't keep them pinned down. Yeah, this guy's just... Oh. I guess it's the sheer weight of fire that I took, but during my test play, this was a nightmare. And part of it was because I didn't have this ring, because I forgot to go back and get it. Part of it is just because they're so hardcore. Oh, jeez. And you can cheese it by... Because you have the Psycho armor and you can't miss... Well, I guess you could just walk away from the chest. But you can just, once you find a place to stand, and I don't think the enemies wander and find you except the flying guys. You can just heal up over time. Did you find Azteca? He was an android created by us and programmed to lead the people in a positive direction. We can only hope he will succeed. He's dead. Sorry, guys. We used all our resources to create him. If he fails, it will be up to you to decide their fate. Okay, so can I just let the Let the tower kill them all? Is that even what the tower does? They haven't explained to me anything about what the tower was, just that Dragon shouldn't have it. And evidently Dragon briefly had it and did something nasty? Maybe Messiah betrayed us. Which would not be in keeping with her name. Oh, jeez, I didn't even see him because he was under that shadowy thing. Here, I'm paranoid, so I'm going to try and save my magic. Yeah, both those guys got shoved out the door. And now I'm going to wind up with a full 6 stack over here and slow down and... Oh, bullets. So many bullets. I did read up on the spawn logic of this game, and coins and off-screen enemies and shots all take up a slot on the enemy table, which I believe there are 32 entries on it. So there aren't enough enemies to abuse anything here, I don't think. There's only like 7 or 8 tops. And this may be about the last... I think that was the last place. We go up here. Are there more bots? Was I incorrect? We have one more round to go. Nope, we go in here. Messiah! Owen, you finally caught up with me. Unsheath your swords or the tower's attack will begin. That makes no sense. I'm just gonna drop my swords on the ground. Okay. Oh, you now have Crystalis. That is the title drop. The strongest sword. Which is big and ridiculous. It does look a little Master Swordy. I have no balls left. And I don't have any charge. I can't... Even the Warrior Ring apparently does not work with this. So I'm just going to switch back to the Power Ring. And I don't think... Yep. There's nothing else to see here. You go up the ultimate escalator. Owen Q, Messiah. By the time this is activated, we will no longer be alive. We hope we have made the right decisions, that all people will realize their mistakes before it's too late. Owen, Messiah, as old friends, we wish your safety. Good luck! And this is Dinah. And for some reason, it basically turns into a shoot-'em-up at this... Or not a shoot-'em-up, but bullet hell. Which I guess are actually kind of the same thing. And suddenly I can do this, and he just dies. This game is actually kind of easy. Maybe I shouldn't have used the power ring. And now I have to run up and jam it into his reactor. And now I am completely defenseless. Self-destruct has been initiated. Messiah comes up. Owen! Messiah! Did you get hurt? Only a little. The danger is now over. It would be nice to rest easy from now on without the threat of evil at our backs. Final countdown initiated. Metroid escape sequence. Time to leave. I'm with you. There's no Metroid escape sequence. There is no such thing. Lightning hits the tower. And it crashes somewhere. Now this legendary conflict, along with the people's despair, have ultimately ended. Owen and Messiah, two fearless youths we can never forget. 100-year-old youths. This will be a legend forever remembered to maintain peace and humanity, and peace will remain. Ah, the translation in this game. Anyway, as I've said, this would be a lovely virtual console release. The only mandatory thing I would love to see is shoulder button support. Just to switch out your swords, because it's just annoying. Constant menu action without it. Switch out the barrier and flight spells, and you have a slightly more interesting end game. You can go and get everything done before the end. There's really, you explore in most places in this game, and you run into a wall and can't do anything. The one exception is that Carissa plant. And really, like, there's a new release on Switch and PlayStation 4, I think, at this point, of Wonder Boy 3, which is still like a Sega Master System game, I think, which is more or less equivalent to the NES. And it's just like a reskinned version. Like, there's just... You can even switch back and forth between old school and new school graphics. And the game itself is actually exactly the same. And I wouldn't want to see that for Crystalis, even though I love this artwork. I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff, even though they're anime characters rendered in, like, what, that's tops 100 pixels up and down. But But yes, to finish that earlier thought, I just don't want it to be a straight graphical reskin like Wonder Boy. I don't want it to just be like an HD remaster or whatever you would call it, and that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just that it suits a side-scroller like Wonder Boy better. That gameplay has aged well. These old NES dungeons are just kind of meh. And I don't know, you would need to put a lot of development resources into actually adding some sort of, I don't want like full-on physics systems based gameplay like Breath of the Wild or whatever. Just some sort of nice game logic puzzles in there. Something other than just straight same tile set mazes. Anyway, that is the full extent of my thoughts on Crystalis, what I would like to see. The plan for this channel going forward is to both revisit games from my formative years like this one and just throw in some newer stuff that I'm enjoying and is also becoming dear to me. I'll occasionally do some commentary on stuff going on in the gaming scene that I find to be particularly interesting that I think I might be able to add to the conversation on. If you enjoyed this series, or any of this sounds intriguing, here's a subscribe button for you up here in the sky. I'd be happy to have you along for the ride. Again, thank you for watching, and this is your host, Owen Quillion, signing off.